guys, let's kick this off. Okay.
By the way, if they don't give you fire emojis, don't move forward. Don't do it. I don't see any.
You heard the man.
All right, everyone, thank Cap.
There they are,
friend. Oh, okay.
The fire emojis
Instagram,
are coming.
Off Instagram.
We got one right there.
Okay. All right.
And guys, forgive me for not looking at you. I got to talk to two different audiences at the same time. So I'm going to Instagram give you guys my attention too. Let's rock this. Why do you need a personal brand? Okay. There's a lot of reasons why you've probably been sold on why you should be building a personal brand, why you should take social media seriously. If you are in network marketing, if you are building a business where your face and your name is critical, I want you to think about the word brand like this. Brand is really all about your reputation. Okay. So when you think about brand, I don't want you just to think about logos. I don't want you just to think about fonts. I don't want you just to think about colors. I want you to think about reputation, Instagram. I want you to think about reputation. And what's the reputation that you currently have for your company, for what you're offering? Maybe it's good, or maybe it's not favorable in this season. Let me tell you, you can take control of your reputation online. You can take control of your reputation online. And when you do, here's what happens. Number one, it makes sales easier. You know what's interesting about today's day and age? People buy, people shop. They go online and they look up the product, they look up the person that they want to do business with, and they receive a lot of free value because of the internet before they ever make a decision to purchase. I mean, think about the last time that you decided, if you were going to buy something online, that you wanted to get on the phone and talk to a sales rep to learn all about the product. It probably hasn't happened in a long time. The way that people buy online now is they go online, they do the research, and that is what helps them make an informed decision about whether or not they want to buy. So what does that mean for you? If you have a strong personal brand, it will make sales easier. Your brand will sell for you. Number two, it will increase opportunities for you. You're going to see doors open in your life and in your business and in your ministry and in your mission. You're going to see doors open for you when people know who you are, why you're here, where you're going, and where you are taking your audience. I'm going to share with you some cool opportunities that come my way because I built my personal brand online this year. And finally, it's a force multiplier on literally all of your endeavors. For some of you right now, you're in a business, you're creating a business that isn't necessarily the end goal of where you want to go. You might have visions of doing real estate or mergers and acquisitions or getting a new job or getting a promotion or just spending time with your family. Whatever it is, let me tell you, having a personal brand will become a force multiplier on literally anything you do. What do I mean by that? You see this guy on the right side here? Anybody know who this guy on the right side of the screen is? You guys can't see it. I'll let you know in a second. But if you're watching not on Instagram, who's this guy on the right side of the screen? The guy on the right side of the screen, your guys are typing it in right now, maybe a little bit of a lag, is a guy named Alex Hormozi. He is probably one of the biggest entrepreneurial influencers on the internet right now. And his thing, I mean, for a while, he was known for building a gym launch. He's known for having a portfolio of $100 million companies that do over $100 million of revenue a year. But he hit a point with his business where he was realizing he wasn't reaching the likes of Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson or Kylie Jenner or Conor McGregor, who in a single day, after launching a makeup line or launching a tequila line or launching a whiskey line, could become centimillionaires or even billionaires by launching a product and selling that product or selling that company. He said the differentiator between them and him, though he felt like he had stronger business acumen than them, the differentiator was that he didn't have a personal brand. They did. And if he was able to build a personal brand like them, he knew that he could have similar results for his businesses. So if he thinks it's important, you and I should think it's important too. Okay. But I want to ask you right now, why is it so hard for you personally to build a brand organically? I'm going to read through this list and I want you in the chat right now. I'm going to give you 4 reasons why people don't build a brand, why they don't take building a brand seriously, building a brand online seriously. Here's the 4. Number 1, people lack conviction around their mission. It's hard to take building a personal brand seriously if you don't think it's actually going to affect positive change in other people's lives. Do you lack conviction in your mission? Number 2, clarity around your message. It's hard to wake up every day and be consistent around communicating a message online if you don't have clarity around the message that you are supposed to be communicating online. Number 3, consistency with your media. I mean, for a lot of people, you want to create videos and put content on online, but to do that in a way that's consistent and good without burning out, that's challenging to do. Has consistency kept you from building your brand online? And finally, number 4, concision in your marketing. Is creating a marketing funnel really complex for you? Is it something that it creates more confusion than clarity? I want you to write down in the chat right now, which of these 4 speaks to you the most? Conviction, clarity, consistency in your media, or concision in your marketing? Is it your mission, your message, your media, your marketing? Someone said number 4.
Yeah. Which one do you struggle? I'm curious. Which one do you struggle with the most? What's up, Katrina? How are you, my dear?
Consistency. My man, Yaya. What's up, boy?
Everybody say Yaya.
Yaya. Consistency. Dude, everyone's saying consistency. Clarity, concision. Media. Number 1 is conviction, clarity. All right, awesome. So I'm seeing a lot of consistency. I'm seeing a lot of concision. It looks like almost like a pretty much an even spread. So that's pretty cool. Okay. So we're going to hit how I was able to overcome each of these things. But before we go any further, I want to ask you this question. And it's a dramatic question, but I want you to think about this pretty soberly. Whose life is on the line because you won't show up online? Instagram. Whose life is on the line because you won't show up online? I know that this is a dramatic question. You might be thinking, oh my gosh, like Cap, you're really trying to oversell the point of building a personal brand. But I want to tell you why this question is going to be the most important question that you ask yourself if you've been hesitating on building a personal brand. I want to summarize for you guys what happened to me last year. Last year, 2022, was literally the worst year of my life. In this year, my business got flipped upside down profitably. We were hemorrhaging cash. We had some contracts that were coming in for my digital media agency. We had hired employees based off of these contracts, and then the clients broke the contracts and never ended up paying us. So we had these people on our team that I was having to keep on the payroll. I wanted to make sure that their families were taken care of and they were taken care of. I was taking on debt to keep these people employed, thinking I could sell my way out of this scenario. Meanwhile, at the same time, my wife, she was diagnosed with type 1 diabetes. On top of that, like 3 other autoimmune disorders. All of this happened overnight. And our health insurance wouldn't cover any of it. And so you can imagine I'm in this place where I'm stuck between a rock and a hard place. And I'm trying to figure out, okay, how am I going to get myself out of this situation? As a Christian first, before being an entrepreneur and even before being a pastor, I prayed about it. I said, God, what's going on? Like, what do you want me to do? And what God showed me was He was getting my attention because I had been lending my voice. I'd been lending my skill sets to tell everybody else's stories, to communicate everybody else's messages. Come on, somebody. I was so focused on doing what I thought the world wanted me to do, what my clients wanted me to do, telling their stories. And He said, Cap, I put a message in your heart and I made you a mouthpiece. And your personal brand, your social media profiles, those aren't even yours. Those are mine. And you haven't been faithfully stewarding those to tell the world the message that I put in your heart to tell. And so in this moment, I was like, okay, you know what? Yes, sir. I heard you loud and clear. I'm going to go all in. I'm going to start creating the content that you've put in my heart to share. And so starting this January, it looks like your Power Beats got connected to Instagram, by the way. Oh, so they might only be hearing you now. You want me to hit watch this. Boom. Okay. Sorry, guys. Technical difficulty. Where was I? So this year, starting in January, I heard the voice of God and I said, okay, I'm going all in with the message you've given me. And starting in January this year, 2023, I started with 5,500 followers. And I decided to go on an epic mission, literally living off of emergency savings. I was living off of emergency savings. I told my wife, hey, wife, babe, Joy's her name. I said, I really feel like God's telling me to do this with my brand, with my business, and I'm going to go all in. I'm going to create content at scale. I have a background in content creation. Obviously, I'm a digital media marketer. I also am a filmmaker. And so I was like, this is the time for me to leverage this skill set and go all in with this. She had my back. And so I began this journey for 4 months of creating content, living off of emergency savings. And let me also tell you this. This is really interesting. Even in the midst of this really difficult situation, I chose to invest in a coach. I spent $3,000 in this season investing in a personal coach when I didn't have any income coming in, so that I could be held accountable and so that I could be assured that I would hit my goal after 4 months of monetizing my content and building my brand and seeing my business turn around. So this, as you can see here, this is the simple strategy that I set out to deploy. I create a very simple marketing funnel. And what my goal was to create tons of short form content to direct people to a 7 to 9 minute video on my YouTube channel, through which I would have them fill out a conversion form on the YouTube channel so that they could enter into my database. Now, this, by the way, you might be thinking, wait, I thought this was about business. No, this was about my ministry. I was able to do what I'm about to show you with a message that is pretty controversial. So I can tell you this, if you're afraid about putting your message out there on the internet because of what it might cost you, I think this is going to encourage you a lot. And if this can work with a message as polarizing as the message that God was telling me to put out there, this can work for your business to help you build your audience. Okay.
So who needs to hear this? Tag someone that needs to hear this, because you know people that are going through tough times, that are struggling. They're trying to make money. They're trying to reach more people with whatever their message is. Tag them, help them out.
I also saw someone ask, how do you hear the voice of God? We're going to do a Q&A at the end of this. So any questions you got, even if they're faith-based, feel free to hold those to the end. I want to give you guys some time in the Q&A. Okay. Let me show you this. I hope this encourages you. When I began this journey, you'd think like, okay, I'm going all in. I'm obeying the voice of God. I'm going all in with the message that he's given me. And you'd think that like everything would turn around right away. No, of course not, because this is a journey. And this is also, yes, like what I saw happen in my life was miraculous, and I give God the glory for it. But I also had to sow the seed. I had to work the land. And there was a lot of moments where I wanted to quit. And this moment was the first one. This was like a few days into the journey. As you can see, that arrow is pointing to a moment where I had negative followers that day, net negative followers on Instagram specifically. And I was like, this is dumb. This strategy is not working. This is never going to pay off. I'm never going to see this ministry blow up. I'm never going to monetize my channel. And this is a complete waste of time. Literally on this day, I think this was January 12th of this year, negative followers. And I wanted to quit. I wanted to quit that day. But look what's around the corner. You see on that chart right there? My followership on Instagram was about to hockey stick. And if I had tapped out at that moment, I would have never seen the beginning